wrestling fans, WWE fans, the super fans of the WWE, the Wrestle Cave, Super J and Mad Mike are here as always. Super J is by his lonesome tonight doing a WWE No Mercy review. Mad Mike's already went home, but anyway, it was a good show tonight. Nothing, more you can expect from a WWE, in regular SmackDown Live pay per view. I expect the Big Five to be better: Money in the Bank, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series. But it was a good October pay per view. I had a good time sitting here with the family watching it. Had my 10-year-old nephew over, first time ever watching wrestling with me. He just started watching. He had a real good time. He had a real good time checking out the Wrestle Cave, checking out some figures. Speaking of that, thanks everybody for checking out. Once you check out more videos on the Wrestle Cave, just type in Wrestle Cave on YouTube and you can find a library of several hundred videos of unopenings, unboxings of WWE Mattel action figures, as well as accessories. Also reviews like this of pay-per-views from WWE, and also predictions and previews as well. Anyway, let's start it off. The weekend brought a few things differently. We found out last night on the internet, and I brought to you guys that Becky Lynch wouldn't be wrestling tonight. She was pulled off the show. It looked like she had some medical condition, which they announced during the show. Non-physical, but she's going to be out for a few weeks. They said Alexa Bliss would not get a title match tonight because Becky not wrestling, but Alexa Bliss would get a match later in the evening. And her title match with Becky Lynch got pushed back to November 8th in Glasgow, Scotland, in Becky Lynch's hometown. So we got that out of the way. All right, and also to start out the show on the Kickoff Show, we were told that there would be a kickoff show between Baron Corbin and Jack Swagger. That got moved up later to the main show, which I was very excited about. I thought Baron Corbin, a young guy they're trying to push, they need to go ahead and give him TV time, and I was happy that they put it on the main show. About fucking time WWE handled Baron Corbin the right way. Okay, but we also saw Kurt Hawkins to start out the show here on the Kickoff Show. He was supposed to wrestle, make his WWE debut tonight, but he only came in the ring with some glowing and light up cane, looking like some wizard or whatnot. I don't know what exactly he's going to be. Looks like a heel type character. I'm excited to see what he's going to do. WWE definitely needs mid card talent, so let's see what Kurt Hawkins can do. He said he's going to debut this Tuesday on SmackDown, as long as I guess everything goes right. After that, we ended up getting a 8-man tag team match on the Kickoff Show. That was our match for the Kickoff Show. It was the Vaudevillains and also the Ascension versus the American Alpha and also the Hype Bros. An 8-man tag team match was a great match. I mean, obviously the tag teams on SmackDown can go. Raw is light on tag teams right now. SmackDown Live is not. You had 8 guys total, 4-on-4. Have put on a great wrestling match. Had some high flying. Had some good technical wrestling as well. The Hype Bros and the Ascension end up getting the victory after a couple minutes. A couple minute, grand finale of the match where you saw everybody's finishing maneuvers, and then you saw the grand amplitude by American Alpha. They got the victory. American Alpha and the Hype Bros went crazy in the ring. They ended up getting the victory on the Kickoff Show. And then we found out earlier in the day when Ric Flair tweeted out that the Triple Threat title match on WWE No Mercy, the main event, would actually kick off the show, which was a bit of a head scratcher and a little bit surprising. I wondered what exactly they closed out the show with. Were they going to put Dolph Ziggler in the main event? Were they going to put The Miz? Were they going to put Orton, Wyatt? I guess we'd have to find out, right? You guys will find out a little bit later. But the triple threat match, I mean, it was everything I expected. I expected to see AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, and John Cena fight their asses off for, the biggest prize in the business right now, the WWE World Championship, which is held by AJ Styles. And they did not disappoint, man. Dean Ambrose, he can certainly brawl in the ring. He showed he can wrestle as well. So did John Cena. He did one of these one of these flip power bombs that looked fantastic in the ring. Let me tell you something. In the last 2 years, since John Cena got dethroned by Brock Lesnar and John Cena lost his last world title that he held back at SummerSlam 2014, John Cena has become a mid-card wrestler and then sometimes gone up to the main event. But he has certainly learned how to wrestle a hell of a lot better. I mean, that was one of the downfalls of John Cena over the years. He didn't have a lot of, a big repertoire, so to speak, a lot of move sets or anything like that. Anyway, John Cena proved tonight why he is one of the best. Whenever he's in the ring, he does not disappoint. AJ Styles also does not disappoint. I mean, he was throwing flying forearms out of nowhere. His beautiful 450 splash off the top rope. AJ Styles, he's phenomenal. Everything he does is phenomenal. Okay, and when you put him in the ring with guys like John Cena and Dean Ambrose, you're going to see good things. Especially a triple threat match. Like I said, I thought it should have been, main eventing the show, should have been to close out the show at the end of the night. But WWE, for some reason, put it on right ahead. And, let me just tell you, my father-in-law, or sorry, my stepfather, was curious, but he said, you know what, after this triple threat match, I don't have to watch anything else. So he only watched for a little bit more. He was able to do other things. But it was a great match. Dean Ambrose and John Cena put on a hell of a match with AJ Styles. AJ Styles ended up getting the victory, but Dean Ambrose and John Cena had AJ Styles tap out. They had him in this double submission maneuver, also like a crossface, and then Ambrose had him in some type of submission move. AJ Styles tapped out, the bell rung, and then the referee decided, you know what? AJ Styles tapped out to two men, so the match would continue. AJ and Dean Ambrose started fighting for another minute. Then AJ Styles came in with a chair shot to John Cena's belly, hit him in the back with a chair shot, and got the victory. I forgot who he pinned. Was it Cena or Ambrose? Anyway, the AJ Styles phenomenal title run continues on WWE SmackDown Live here in 2016. Obviously, we know that John Cena is going to tie Ric Flair as a 16-time champion, and the WWE, Vince McMahon in particular, is going to make you wait a little bit longer. Like I said, I predict for it to happen at the Royal Rumble in front of 60,000 people at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, or else at WrestleMania 33 down in Florida, in Orlando, in front of, 70,000. I was there at WrestleMania 24, the last one in Orlando. It's going to be awesome here, WrestleMania 33. But AJ Styles, a phenomenal one, gets the victory here at No Mercy in October, and the phenomenal title run of AJ Styles continues on SmackDown Live. I'm excited to see what we'll have on Tuesday night. Also rumored that John Cena and Dean Ambrose will not be on the WWE television here in the next couple months, so I'm very curious to see what they're going to do with, the main event scene here in WWE. It's rumored that Randy Orton is going to fight AJ Styles here to end 2016. Sounds like a great rivalry for the world title. I'm very excited to see it. Let's have WWE, prove us right, and let's see a phenomenal, rivalry with AJ Styles and also Randy Orton. Anyway, right after that, we ended up getting the second biggest title. Got Nikki Bella and Carmella fighting one-on-one. And ever since Nikki Bella returned at SummerSlam, she's been, aggravated, and she's been injured repeatedly by Carmella. And Carmella's making a name for herself. She ended up getting beat tonight after just a few minutes in the ring. She took the finisher by Nikki Bella, where she has him up for, basically like a FU attitude adjustment, and then turns it into an RKO, the Rack Attack, Rack Attack RKO type move. But Nikki Bella ended up getting a victory. After that, we ended up getting the tag team titles on the line. The second biggest title of the night on SmackDown Live was competed in a third match, and Rhino and Heath Slater defended the titles against a heel Usos team who has been on fire over the last 2 months, injuring everybody they can on SmackDown, with chop blocks to the knees, kicks to the knees. The Usos, Jimmy and Jay, just wreaking havoc on SmackDown Live. Coming into tonight, everybody's pick to win the tag team titles tonight was the Usos, and WWE threw us a wrench into our plans, and there we go. We got the Usos lose to Rhino and Heath Slater, and it was a good match. I mean, I enjoyed it. Rhino and Heath Slater, I like them. I enjoy them, and it's crazy for me to say because I'm a fan of classic tag team wrestling, and Rhino and Heath Slater are just this unorthodox tag team thrown together, and sometimes it works in professional wrestling, and it certainly has here. And Heath Slater, again, getting his ass whooped, just barely gets the tag in to Rhino. And then there was a certain point where I thought the match was over. Heath Slater got super kicked in the face. He ended up getting chop blocked in the knee and getting the Tequila Sunrise on. And I thought it was over. And out of nowhere, Rhino comes out on the outside. He spears one of the Usos. He comes back to the corner and gets a tag from Heath Slater. And Rhino comes in, starts cleaning house, gets another spear on one of the Usos, ends up getting the victory. Heath Slater and Rhino, still your WWE SmackDown Live tag champs. And what can you say, man? I mean, Rhino and Heath Slater, peanut butter and bananas, somehow working together, as the Beauty and the Man Beast. Tag team title reign continues on SmackDown Live. I don't know what to say. They were pushing the Usos. They were on fire, and then they had him run into the freight train of Rhino and a gore tonight. When Rhino throws that gore, he kind of looks like a rhinoceros coming right at you, But tell me what you guys think. Should Rhino and Heath Slater still be tag team champions? Who do you think is going to beat them if they're going to get beat anytime soon here in 2016. But I thought it was a good match that ended with the Usos losing. After that, I saw a match that I was happy to see on the main show. Again, Jack Swagger fighting Baron Corbin. WWE finally made the right decision. They put Baron Corbin, the Lone Wolf, on the main pay-per-view show. I mean, they had him win Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania 32, and ever since then, I think he's been on one pay-per-view. The rest of them have been either, pre-shows, or else he hasn't even been wrestling. But Baron Corbin, he's certainly got the look, the size of a WWE, superstar. He's got the theme song. He's got the look. And he's got one of the best finishing moves in WWE today. I think it's the best move out of any young guy that I see. I mean, Baron Corbin, he just takes that into days, man, and he just wrenches you back right on your face, and it's just over. You know what I mean? It's one of those moves in WWE, when you see one done, a finishing move, you just know it's over. And Baron Corbin certainly put it on Jack Swagger tonight, hit Jack Swagger with the end of days. A good matchup, nothing spectacular, but they made Baron Corbin go over Jack Swagger strong, and we got Baron Corbin moving on, hopefully to bigger things on SmackDown Live. After that, we got a matchup that a lot of people have been excited for. Dolph Ziggler and also The Miz have had a great rivalry here the last couple months. Not a lot of people were excited to see it because you got two, veteran guys going up against one another, mid-carders. You want young guys to get put over, but The Miz and Dolph Ziggler certainly have made everybody interested in this rivalry going on for the IC belt. Tonight, The Miz's Intercontinental title was up on the line against Dolph Ziggler's career. After several weeks over the last month, Dolph Ziggler and The Miz have been, in this heated segments going on. The Miz putting down Dolph Ziggler however way he can. And you had Dolph Ziggler finally come out tonight as the victor and win the IC belt. Dolph Ziggler won it for the 5th time, which is a big number. And he should be feel accomplished for that. And it was maybe the second best match of the night. I mean, The Miz and Dolph Ziggler somehow, they're just magic in the ring, you know what I mean? The Miz is not a high flyer or anything like that. Neither is Dolph Ziggler, but they're good wrestlers. And The Miz put on another good show tonight, put on another good match. Maurice was wearing another great outfit, as usual, looking as beautiful as any WWE diva or woman has ever looked in the WWE. And Dolph Ziggler at one point got hairsprayed by Maurice, and Miz hit the finisher to Dolph Ziggler, and we thought it was over, and we only got a 2 count, and that was the way that Dolph Ziggler got beat at Backlash last month. Anyway, the Spirit Squad ended up coming down trying to help The Miz, and Maurice and the Spirit Squad got thrown out by the referee. Dolph Ziggler ended up coming back shortly with a super kick, HBK style. Not as good as HBK, I won't give him that, but it looked good. Dolph Ziggler got the super kick for the win, and pretty cool to see that. Dolph Ziggler went crazy. The fans went crazy as well. Finally, The Miz loses that IC belt. He had a great Intercontinental title run, and, hopefully big things continue for The Miz. I mean, if he's going to put on these great promos and he's going to put over, talent, I could see The Miz, with this brand split and a WWE draft, previously happening within the last few months. I could see big things from The Miz over the next year, 2 years on SmackDown. I think he may be champion once again. But tell me what you guys think. Was it the match of the night? Did you like Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz? Did you like AJ, Dean Ambrose, John Cena? What was your favorite match? What about Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt? We'll get to that. But tell me what your favorite match was. I really like you guys commenting below. It really does mean a lot, and it gives us a lot of motivation, and makes us feel great, and we love responding to all your comments. So feel free, comment below, and, I'm sure you'll hear back from us. Anyway, it was a good match. After that, we went ahead, and it was Alexa Bliss came out and fought Naomi. And Naomi, as far as I'm concerned, is one of the best women's wrestlers in all the WWE. She's very underrated. I mean, you see her doing, moonsaults off the top rope, split-legged moonsaults, just like RVD used to. I mean, she's good in the ring. They haven't had her, really in a main event title push at all. And I see good things from Naomi going in the future. But it looks like they're trying to put over their heel right now as Alexa Bliss. And everybody thought Alexa Bliss would get the victory tonight, you would think, going on to this match with Becky Lynch in November next month. And Naomi pulls out the victory with a roll-up and was a big shocker. And Alexa Bliss ended up losing this match. Naomi ended up winning. We watched a little bit of Talking Smack after the pay-per-view, No Mercy, on the WWE Network. It looked like Daniel Bryan was saying that maybe Naomi deserves a shot at the title. Maybe they'll make it a triple threat match, maybe, here coming up soon. But Naomi looks like she's going to get a little bit more of a push on SmackDown, which is good. She had a little bit of a gimmick change. She comes out with this whole disco, not disco lights, but very colorful neon, paint on, and also shoes and outfit. So I like Naomi. I'm curious to see where, she's going. We've got an unboxing of Naomi on the Wrestle Cave. Check that out. But anyway, before that, before we knew it, it was the main event. And that's one thing I like about these SmackDown shows. It seems like whether you're watching on Tuesday nights or you're watching these pay-per-views, it seems like they go by so quick. It seems like before you know it, the pay-per-view's over, the main event's on. Whereas when you're watching Monday Night Raw and you're watching Raw pay-per-views, it seems like they're just dragging ass. It seems like they're taking forever, and you're just constantly watching the clock, and it's only an hour gone by, and it's not dreadful, but it's certainly not as, Raw's not as good as SmackDown Live. And again, SmackDown Live, with obviously they have better main event talent, not as good mid-card talent. I think Raw is going to get better here once Brock Lesnar returns. You got a few guys from NXT that are probably going to get called up soon, maybe Revival, maybe even the Authors of Pain. We'll talk about that soon. But, WWE No Mercy, SmackDown Live, they came through with the main event, which ended up being Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt. I was a little bit upset that the triple threat match was pushed to the end of the show. I'm sure a lot of you were as well. But let's be honest, over the last 2 months, Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt have had the best storyline that you've seen on WWE television. They've had these, segments every week on SmackDown, even at the pay-per-view, where they're playing head games with one another. Bray Wyatt's playing head games with Randy Orton. You even see Randy Orton playing head games with Bray Wyatt. Randy Orton is a very bland superstar, man, and he doesn't have, he's not really flashy in his music, entrance theme, wrestling, or anything. He's just got, hands down, the best move in the WWE, finishing move in the RKO. When he hits the RKO out of nowhere, it's obviously over, unless you're Brock Lesnar. But ended up being a good match with Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt. They finally fought here tonight. Last month, Randy Orton was still out due to injury after getting hurt by Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. But Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt eventually did happen tonight at No Mercy. It wasn't the best match ever. Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, they're not any high flyers or anything like that. But they are two guys that know how to work the crowd when they're in the ring. If you watch on the WWE Network and you watch all these classic shows from WCW and WWF, a lot of these guys were not spectacular workers in the ring. Even Mad Mike and I were talking, Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, a lot of these guys were not the best wrestlers in the ring, but they were great showmen, where they had the crowd invested in their matchup. And I thought that Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, especially, Bray Wyatt really has a niche at doing that. Again, they're not two great guys in the ring, but they definitely had you interested in the match. Every move was placed well, and it seemed like every move mattered. And, it was a lot of reversals in this match tonight. Randy Orton would try to go for the RKO, and then Bray Wyatt would try to go for Sister Abigail. And it was just reversal after reversal after reversal. Anyway, it was about a 20-minute match with entrances. It ended up being a good match. Not my pick for the main event, but they ended up bringing Luke Harper back. Randy Orton looked like he was going for the victory, going to go for an RKO on Bray Wyatt. Randy Orton was pumping the fists on the mat, and then out of nowhere the lights hit. The Bray Wyatt, vignette came up, the Wyatt's vignette, and when the lights came back on, you saw Luke Harper in a hood, just like this, looking directly at Randy Orton. And Luke Harper took that hood off and revealed himself, and Luke Harper was back to the Wyatt family. Luke Harper, man, he's one crazy son of a bitch. He ended up, getting hurt right before WrestleMania, right before WWE's Fastlane, their WWE Network only special. But Luke Harper definitely helped Randy Orton lose tonight. Randy Orton was going to hit the RKO. Luke Harper ended up coming out. Bray Wyatt ended up hitting Sister Abigail for the victory. And there you go. Bray Wyatt ends up getting the victory. I thought it was much needed for Bray Wyatt. If they're going to make these young superstars, they need to have them win. And Bray Wyatt's one of the guys that definitely has a lot of talent in the WWE. He's very young, but yet they seem to have him lose match over match, month after month. And finally, Bray Wyatt gets a victory. Was it tainted a little bit? I don't fucking think so, because that's the way the Wyatts are. The WWE needs heel stable groups. That's what puts over face groups. That's what puts over young guys. That's what puts over new superstars. Are these heel groups that people know are just evil and, you know, basically, you know, run the show. And Bray Wyatt had his henchman, one of his henchmen, Luke Harper, come out tonight. He's back and helped him get the victory. And Luke Harper was staring down Randy Orton after the show. Luke Harper ended up putting his hand out to Bray. Bray Wyatt ended up putting his hand out. Him and Luke Harper hug. They walk off together. You got the Wyatt family, two Wyatts back together with Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper. As you know, on the WrestleCave, I reported that Eric Rowan, who is injured right now, will not be, on WWE TV for the next 6 to 12 months with a torn rotator cuff. But we had Randy Orton lose tonight in the main event, and we had Luke Harper and help Bray Wyatt win, and Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper close the show, and it looks like SmackDown Live is going to be giving a little bit of a push to Bray Wyatt and also Luke Harper. Tell me what you guys think of the WWE No Mercy pay-per-view tonight on the WWE Network. Tell us what you guys think. Did you guys enjoy the show? Give me a grade, A, B, C, D, or E. What did you like? What did you like about the show? Again, please leave your comments below. We really appreciate it. It does give us a lot of motivation. We love responding to you guys. Also, we've got a library of 230 videos of WWE Mattel unboxing figures by the WrestleCave. Also, you get to see all of our WrestleCave stuff here, all the figures, all the title belts, all the whole ring and setup. You know, we got a lot of videos of matches, also reviews and results, and also predictions, and also previews of WWE Raw, SmackDown Live shows during the week, and then also pay-per-views. So I do appreciate you guys watching. Super J and Mad Mike, as always. Give us a shout-out. Also, Uncle Artie's going to be trying to do some reviews with Super J. Mad Mike doesn't really like to be out in front of the camera like this. He gets a little bit shy, so I'm going to be doing that. Anyway, we'll check you guys out next time. WWE is getting good. What more can you say? You know, they've let a lot of guys go, and some guys have left themselves this year in 2016, but they are putting on good shows on SmackDown Live. Let's hope that it happens pretty soon on Raw. Super J and Mad Mike, peace the fuck out. As always, WrestleCave. See you guys later.